Hi everyone and welcome back to another Korean lesson from Korean Studio. My name is Kim Gi-hwan. Now today we're going to learn very useful phrases you can use when you are shopping in Korea. And many people that go to Korea, I think one of the things that they go to Korea for is shopping. So hopefully today's phrases will come handy on your next visit in Korea. So let's begin, and we'll begin with a very simple phrase you can use to ask for the price of things. 이거 얼마예요? How much is this? 이거 얼마예요? So first, 이거 means this, and this is shortened from 이것. And although 이것 is the proper form, and if you're doing formal writing, then you should write 이것. In speech, that 시옷 받침 is removed, and we almost always say 이거. And then we have 얼마, meaning how much, and then 예요 comes from 이다, which functions like the verb to be. So 얼마예요 essentially means how much is. But quite often we can just use that phrase on its own, 얼마예요, and that alone kind of means how much is it. So if you are ever unsure of what to put in front of 얼마예요, you can just point at stuff when you're shopping and just say 얼마예요, and they'll understand what your question is. But obviously if you have something in your hand or something that's nearby you and you want to ask how much is this, then you can say 이거 얼마예요? 이거 얼마예요? Now the syllable 이 on its own means this, but we never use that word on its own. But we can use that with any noun and to refer to this something. So if you want to ask for the bag, price of a bag, like this bag, then you can say 이 가방 얼마예요? 이 가방 얼마예요? And that means how much is this bag? So 이거 얼마예요? How much is this? 이 가방 얼마예요? How much is this bag? Now, another really important question we want to ask is whether the store has an item of clothing or some shoes in a bigger size or a smaller size. And to ask this question, we can ask a question like this. 이거 한 치수 큰 거 있어요? 이거 한 치수 큰 거 있어요? So, 이거 means this. Then we have 한 치수. 한 is the native shortened form of the native Korean number 하나. And then we have this word 치수, which refers to size. So we can use the word 치수 to refer to clothing size or shoe size. We do often use the word size so we say it phonetically in Korean. So we say 사이즈. And that's a very common word too. But in this particular question, the use of the word 치수 is more common. So 한 치수 means one size. Then we have 큰 거, and that means big thing. 큰 comes from the adjective 크다, which means to be big. And then 거 is a shortened form of 것, meaning a thing. So 큰 거 means big thing or one thing, bigger thing. Big thing. And then we have 있어요, which means do you have. So altogether, this question is made up of this, one size, big thing, do you have? And this is how we ask, do you have this in a bigger size? 이거 한 치수 큰 거 있어요? 이거 한 치수 큰 거 있어요? If you want to ask whether they have something in a smaller size, you can ask, 이거 한 치수 작은 거 있어요? 이거 한 치수 작은 거 있어요? So instead of 큰, we use 작은, which comes from the adjective 작다, which means to be small. So once again, 이거 한 치수 큰 거 있어요? 이거 한 치수 작은 거 있어요? Okay, so you've asked for an item of clothing that's more your size, and you have it in your hand. Next, you want to ask, can I try this on? And here is that question. 이거 입어봐도 돼요? Can I try this on? 이거 입어봐도 돼요? So again, we have 이거 meaning this, and then we have this long noun phrase, 입어봐도 돼요. So this is a combination of various elements. So first we have the verb 입다, which means to wear, and then we have the ending 아, 어, 보다. And we use this ending to talk about trying to do something. So 입어보다 on its own means try to wear something, try to wear. And then we add another ending, 아도 얻어 되다. And we use this ending to talk about being allowed to do something or to talk about permission to do something. So it's kind of similar to the English modal verb can when we use it to talk about like permission and allowing someone to do something. So 입어봐도 되다 means can try to wear something. And then we change 되다 to its polite form 돼요. So altogether, 입어봐도 돼요 means can I try something on? 입어봐도 돼요? Now, with the pronunciation of 봐, it's really hard to say that W vowel sound 와. So more often than not, it's pronounced more like 봐. 입어봐도 돼요. So don't try to overpronounce that W sound because it's quite difficult to do and it's almost sort of unnatural anyway. So you can just say 입어봐도 돼요? 입어봐도 돼요? So just make it a little bit easier for yourself to say that. And again, depending on what you want to try on, instead of saying 이거, maybe you want to try on this shirt. Then you can say 이 셔츠 입어봐도 돼요? Can I try on this shirt? 이 셔츠 입어봐도 돼요? So the key phrase is 입어봐도 돼요? 입어봐도 돼요? Okay, so you've tried on the item of clothing, it fits, and you like the way it looks, and it's now time to pay for it. But you want to ask, whether there's any discounts, and you want to find out whether you can haggle the price and lower the price a little bit. Now, in general, in Korea, I don't think most shops would sort of, lower their price. In I guess like if you go to Nike in Korea, they wouldn't do that. But if you go to like Dongdaemun, there are shops in Dongdaemun where they would entertain that sort of idea of negotiating the price. And a lot of like independent stores. There's a lot of like underground shopping malls. So if you go to Gangnam Station, there's like an underground shopping mall made up of like a lot of different independent outlets. And they would be willing to sort of negotiate. So to ask for a discount, here are a couple of useful phrases. 이거 싸게 해주세요. 이거 싸게 해주세요. 이거 깎아주세요. 이거 깎아주세요. Okay, so let's look at the key phrases. First, we have 싸게, and this uses the adjective 싸다, which means to be cheap. And with a lot of adjectives, not every adjective, but a lot of adjective, we can add the ending 게 to the stem and form an adverb. So 싸게 means sort of like cheaply or in a cheap way. And then we have 해주세요, which basically means please do. So when we say 싸게 해주세요, we're basically asking please do this in a cheap way or cheaply. So this is how we can ask for a discount on an item. So we just say 싸게 해주세요, and that basically means please give me a discount. And then we add 이거 in front to specifically ask for this item. Then we also have this phrase 깎아주세요, and this uses the verb 깎다, and 깎다 has many different uses, and it's more commonly used to talk about like cutting things. We use 깎다 to talk about like peeling certain fruits as well. So it has that, it's more commonly used to talk about cutting things, peeling things, or even carving things. But another use of the verb 깎다 is to talk about lowering the price of something. And then we add the ending 주세요, which we use to make a request. So when we say 깎아주세요, we're basically saying, please, lower the price, please give me a discount. So these are two very useful phrases you can use to ask for a discount. 싸게 해주세요. 싸게 해주세요. 깎아주세요. 깎아주세요. Okay, so we've looked at how to ask for the price of things, how to ask for something in a bigger and a smaller size, and how to ask whether we can try something on, and two useful phrases to ask for a discount when you are shopping at mostly at independent stores in Korea. Okay, so I hope these phrases are useful, and on your next trip to Korea, do make sure to try these phrases when you are shopping in Korea. Okay, so that's it for today, and I look forward to seeing you soon again. Bye-bye.